variable scope, we have two kinds of variable called local variables and global variables. The local variables are these that is assigned a value inside a function. The local variable has a short life. It is available within the function and it's not accessible outside of a function. For example, I have a function f1 and x is the variable, get a 10. And x here is called a local variable. It's called a local variable. So for example, if I want to outside the function, if I call the print x, so I don't call function f1, I just call function print x here because x is created right here, get a value of 10. So if I run it here, right here it says x is not defined. So I get this message here when I call print. When I call print, it says x is not defined. Let me take off this one here. All right, so let me run it again. So right here you can see I create a x and put a 10 into x. When I call print x, it says that when you call print x, x is not defined. The reason is x is called a local variable. So let me put a comment here saying local variable. It's a local variable. So x is created right here. And we put a 10 into x. And at this moment, if I want to print x outside of the function, then x is not unknown. The reason is x is created right here within the function and it is only accessible within the function. Now I'm outside the function f1, I'm trying to get x value, then x is not created because f1 at this moment here print doesn't know anything about x because x is only available within the function. Only available within the function. Actually, x is created here and it dies at the end of the function. In our example here, we only have one line of code here. So x is created right here, and then this is the end of the function. Then it died right here. It died here. It means it's the memory reserved for x is released back to the RAM at a short life. So this is a local variable, and it is only available within the function. So that's why I'm trying to call x outside the function. Give me error message. But you can call x within the function. And then when I call f1, here, when I call f1, then you can see the code executed here. So run it. Now you can see 10 right here. This 10 is returned or is printed out from print function within f1. It's right here within f1. And when I call f1, we executed these two lines of code. We see 10 here. But if you call print x here, get an error message because when we call print x here, which is this line here, x is unknown. So that's why it's not defined because x died right here at the end of the function because it's a local variable. It is a local variable. So right here, since this x died at the end of the function, now what if I create x? We create x on top here, x. Right, get an x value here, and what do we see? We see 1020 here. Where's 10 from? 10 is from f1, which is get a value from print x. When we say print x here, I'm talking about this x here. So this x is available from the beginning of the program to the end of the program. We call this as a global variable. Global variable, any variable created outside the function is available from where it is created until to the end of the program. It's global. So this x, and this x are two different things. They don't see each other, and they don't know each other. This x is created right here and dies at the end of the function. This x is created here and die at the end of the program. So they're at different levels. So this is local, this is the global. And if you do want to access to the global variable within a function, we can do that. So for example, I'm going to create another variable here, say y. Create a variable here, y equals to 5. So that's the variable I created. This is the global variable. And in case I want to access to the global variable inside the function, we can do this. We can do like this here. I want to get a value of x. So I want to get a value of x to y. But notice here, this y is created within the function. It's local. It is local. So if I print y, and also I print y outside right here. So at this moment here, I'm going to come out. Okay, just run it here like this. Notice here I get a 5, which is from y, and y is declared outside here. Y is declared outside here, so I see y here from y, and I see 20 here. 20 is where? 20 is x, which is right here. So they are both global variables. So nothing wrong with this one here. And we see 10, 10 here. And F1 print x and y. So that's why we see 10, 10 here. But this time, at this moment, I want this x to be global. So what we do is we use a keyword called a global. This is a keyword. So that means this x is this x. That's what it means. So make this means take this y into the function, because we use a keyword global here. Now let's run it again. This time I'll get an error here. Notice here I get an error message here. The reason is I cannot put them all together. So you do this. We do this, and I remove this. So we don't want to mix these two lines together. It's not allowed. And what we do is we say global y means we bring this y to the function, and then we give a value of x to y. Now let's run this again. Now we get this one here. So we can see 10 is y. Y was 5 at the beginning. Now becomes 10. The reason is we get a value from x to y. X is 10. It was 5. Now changed to 10. So that's why we see 10 here. Now x is this one here, 20. And we see 20 here, global. And when we call F1, we print out the value of x. X is 10. So we get 10 here. And we print out value of y. Y get a value from 10. So we get a 10 here. You can see that's how we can access to the global variable from a function.